My 5-year-old frequently talks about this place to his friends, and we take our friends for a walk with us here, and we kind of feel proud about it. And you know, some friends say, oh well, we've got the beach, and others say, well, we've got the backyard, and well, we've got the bush. And it's a real bush, it's a national park bush, so it needs to be protected and looked after.
I'd describe the Two Valley Trail as a really interesting historical bushwalk where you can see a lot of, not only really good bush like creatures and wildlife and trees and flora and fauna and so on, but also there's a lot of interesting historical houses and things to see along the way.
A little secret pocket of peacefulness right in the heart of the city.
It's a little escape from actually literally walking distance from my home. Within a couple of minutes I can be away amongst nature. To walk the bushwalk, it's a real experience of being anywhere really. You don't even think you're in Sydney.
So calming to walk along the trail and just be, not have to do, just be, look around, breathe the air, take in the natural environment.
I grew up in the country and literally by the forest, so from an early age I've always had a contact with nature and bush. It was a very different kind of bush. But once you've had that as a child, you've always, I believe, gonna have a craving for this kind of experience. And I guess I want my child to have that and carry on throughout his life the need for closeness with nature.
I bring my children to the trail so that they can experience real, raw life. See the animals, watch out for the flying foxes, and just, I like to see them delight in their environment, in their natural environment.
When we walk the Two Valleys Trail, it makes me feel really relaxed and chilled out, and it's just nice to get in touch with nature.
Walking the Two Valleys Trail gives me a feeling of peacefulness and serenity, and it actually takes me back to my childhood, because presence of nature was always a strong element. It would be a shame if a child never experienced that from an early age.
I think that kids really enjoy the trail because somehow it inspires them to imagine more than usual.
We bring the kids to the Two Valleys Trail mainly to get them out in the fresh air and get some exercise, but also so that they can learn a bit about nature and see how the bush differs in the changing seasons, and so they can interact and they understand that we have to look after our environment and it's there for everybody to enjoy.
We watch the bats. Most of the time they're asleep because it's during the daytime. Yeah, we'll climb a lot and look at the view. Yeah, it's a romantic kind of spot, so you can sit on a rock and discuss life and everything that comes with it.
There's so many things that we can do to help the children to expand their imaginations and be more conscious and aware of their surroundings.
We help to add to the children's experience of the Two Valley Trail by pointing out the different wildlife and flora along the way so they can learn what the different species are. We like to show them how things are different with the seasons as we go along, like leaves have fallen off the trees, and like pointing out like tracks in the mud and things like that. And they also, we find it interesting that there's a bit of Aboriginal encampment where there's a big cave, and so they like to sit in there and pretend that they're Aboriginal, and it's pretty funny actually. It's good.
I think the more our children enjoy and delight in this unique trail here in our neighbourhood, the more it will become attached to their heart, to their lives, and in the future they won't want to ever let go. And so I think it's the best way to protect such a great part of our neighbourhood, a natural part of our neighbourhood, is to enjoy it and make it a part of ourselves, so that we'll always want to keep it and protect it.
The more that you educate the kids about the wildlife and looking after the environment, then the more likely they are to pass that knowledge on and to share it with their friends. So yeah, I think if the kids go into the bushland and realise that there's nothing to be worried about, and that it's actually a fun place to be, that they'll grow up with that. And you know, we like to carry that over from our own childhoods. Well, I grew up near a bush track as well, and I'd like the kids to enjoy that bush experience as well.